It's the Nerdy Pumpkin Carving Contest, Charlie Brown. In this episode, we see who can carve the nerdiest pumpkin in under 30 minutes. Because this is Eat, Sleep, Nerd, a show where you can check out, go AFK, and relax with us as we discuss all things nerd. I'm your dorky DJ, Corey Winter, and participating in the Nerdy Pumpkin Carving Contest is Josh Winter, Christian James, and Jason Summer, and our very special judge, Britt.
Good.
Yay.
Welcome back to the show.
Hi. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
See, folks, she's still alive.
I am. I promise. I was summoned from the depths of life for the spooky episode. So,
we were trying very hard to make sure that the Halloween episode we could do with you. So I'm so glad we made this work.
and I love that.
Halloween
touches
is like
my
your
heart.
thing.
It is. It's such my thing.
So yes, the way this is going to work, these three gentlemen plus myself will be carving these itty-bitty pumpkins. Yes, they are not full-size pumpkins. They are itty-bitty pumpkins, which should make it a little bit more difficult. They have been pre-scooped, so we're going to dive right into carving them. We all have little itty-bitty knives. We're going to be carving the nerdiest pumpkin we can in under 30 minutes. All right.
Terrified, Christian.
I'm ready.
It's gonna gorge a gourd.
The winner of this pumpkin carving contest will be whoever can carve the nerdiest pumpkin in under 30 minutes. That's the only stipulation.
What do we get?
Britt's respect. So we're all.
I was gonna say that's really not that surprised, but
I guess if that's all we got.
aw.
Lean times.
So we're all going to vote on it. Okay, we're all going to vote to see who we think is the best, and Britt will be the tying vote. So
Okay, you can't vote for yourself.
oh, okay, there you go. You can't vote for yourself.
Don't tell me what to do.
I just
All
did.
right. So, do we have a nerdy thing in mind?
Sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I already know what Jason's gonna do.
I think you're wrong.
You can use reference images if you want. Okay.
Okay.
You can
Cool,
trace.
cool.
There's a Sharpie on the table if you want to trace something before you start cutting.
Well,
snap.
obviously, that's the logical thing to do. Dibs on the Sharpie.
All right. So, let the contest begin. All right. And let the pumpkin carving contest begin in 3, 2, 1. Blast off.
Go, 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 go. Okay. That no.
Jason just lost 2 points.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
All right. So, as we do this, Britt, I believe you have some scary stories for us, or at least paranormal encounters for us.
Yeah.
To pass the time as we do this.
Yeah. So I have a couple paranormal experiences, and then I was gonna ask you guys a question.
Okay.
So my first paranormal experience was actually at a job that I had in Huntsville, Alabama.
Oh, what?
Yeah. The Massage Envy in Huntsville, on Whitesburg Drive. We actually had
Massage envy.
Yeah. Listen, it was so strange because you don't really think that somewhere like that's gonna have activity, but they do a lot of energy work, massage therapists do.
Sure.
And like we had always kind of seen shadows and stuff in the hallway, and there's one particular room 9, that I refused to go into, and we didn't do very many massages in because when you went in it just felt really off. But when I took over as clinic manager, the employees would text me sometimes saying that they heard someone in my office, but my office is locked and I'm the only one with the key. And
Nice.
it sounded like they were opening my filing cabinets. And so one night it was me and one other employee, and we were closing up, and we were just sitting there talking about it because we used to do rock, paper, scissors over who would go to the back and turn the lights out.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there talking, and I was like, I don't really, I've never seen anything move or whatever. I've just seen, shadows, which can be a trick of the eyes, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, there was a stack of pins. We have this on the security camera too, by the way. There was a stack of pins up on the counter, and one of them flew off the counter by itself in between us.
Nope.
Nope.
That's a no-go for me.
That's a nope.
We looked at each other and we were like, what? Of course, I got excited because I was like, wait, that's substantial. Moving objects is hard, and that's substantial evidence that you don't really see. And of course, she was like, I'm out. So we did all the closing tasks together. Safety in numbers. And we actually, the next day was my off day, but we came in and we watched the security footage of the pin moving off of the counter. And it was like back almost against the wall on the counter behind us, and it came off. So it wasn't on the edge.
Okay, so was it a mouse?
No, it was not. Because
Okay.
I looked for that. I looked for like contaminating forces because
Mhm.
that's what I do. We've established that I'm kind of a butthole when it comes to evidence.
Well,
And,
that's being scientific about it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
approach the paranormal in a very scientific way.
Okay.
For me, I disprove until I can't. And at
Sure.
that point, it's paranormal because it's not normal. And even then, it could be caused by electromagnetic fields or anything like
Mhm.
that. So it doesn't always mean ghost. But after that, there was another instance of the door in room 9 closing by itself. And then shortly after, I actually left and moved back to Tennessee. Not because of that. I just want to preface, not because of that. But yeah, that was like, and it was weird because the other Massage Envy in Madison, the old location, they had caught orbs and stuff on the security camera, and it wasn't dust. And it was when nobody was there, when it was closed at night. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense when you think about it, because when you go to get a massage, a lot of energy gets released into the atmosphere. So if you believe those sorts of things, like, it's very plausible that you could have some residual type energies or some manifested energies. But yeah, that actually happened in Huntsville. That was one of the 3 paranormal experiences I had in Huntsville.
So, oh god, I'm so concentrating on this pumpkin. So do you have any of the video footage or anything?
No, I wasn't allowed to like video it and keep it because it's security footage.
Oh,
So I was being nice and playing by the rules. Now, the other experience that I had, I actually went to Maple Hill Cemetery.
yeah, I've been there.
I went to Dead Children's Playground, is what they call it.
Oh yeah, that one, yeah.
I had went there a few times with friends and stuff, but there were always screaming kids there, and I was like, oh my god, no.
Mhm.
So we left. But one day I was visiting Huntsville. It was like right after I moved back up. I was visiting, house sitting for my friend Allison, and I went by myself and just walked around the cemetery, because I'm weird and that's what I like to do. And I went to Dead Children's Playground, and there was like no one
By
there.
yourself?
Yeah.
No.
She ain't scared of no
No.
ghost.
Why not? It was, I mean, it was
to each his own, I guess.
daytime. It was daytime. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was daytime. But I mean, I would have went at night too. That doesn't bother me. But I was sitting on the swings, and I this was like my iPhone 5 that I used to have. I still have it somewhere. I don't know if I still have this voice recording, but I was sitting there and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do an EVP session because I'm bored, and why not? So I sat it on the little 2-seater swing thing that they had on there next to me.
Yeah.
And I was just swinging, and I was just like, hey, anybody want to come swing with me or whatever? Well, the little 2-seater thing, like, moved slightly. So I stopped moving because I was like, it could be the wind or the momentum from myself or whatever. So I stopped the little 2-seater thing. It was like with almost like the bucket things. I don't know if you remember those there. It was like, you face each other and you sit in it, but it's for like little kids or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was that. And I was like, sorry if I stopped your swing. I was like, if you want to, I was like, go ahead and swing. I'm just going to sit here and talk to you. So I just sat like I was talking to little kids, because that's the thing is it says that kids that are buried in the cemetery go there to play.
Yeah.
Whatever. That's the whole oogie boogie spooky thing. I caught a voice recording of a voice that was not mine, whispering okay.
Ooh. Oh.
No,
Ooh.
no.
I think that's actually scarier than a full sentence response. Just like, okay. You're like,
Well, it was, but like it like it sounded like a little kid, and to me, like that's kind of sad. You know what I mean? Like this little kid just hanging out. Don't worry, when I come visit Huntsville next time, we can get a Dead Children's Playground together.
That's fine. I'm just not going alone.
Is
Like,
the playground not there anymore?
I don't know,
No,
but I don't.
Really?
I
I
don't
think
know.
they got rid of it.
I thought that they were redoing it.
Oh, that might be
I don't
it.
know, but we can still go to the area because
Sure.
I mean,
It's a really nice
You know.
looking area.
yeah. So no, I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful like spot for a little playground, but I'm weird like that. Some people thought it was creepy, but it was very like peaceful.
both can be true. I mean, it could be creepy and peaceful. There's desolate
Yeah.
beauty.
Creepily beautiful.
Yeah.
Creepily
But-
beautiful.
The weird thing is like I didn't catch it until I plugged my headphones in because this is back when Apple had a freaking headphone jack. Apple,
Oh, the days.
right? So I plugged my headphones in, and that's when I could hear it. I couldn't hear it in the car when I got back in the car. But I stayed there for like an hour and just hung out and talked to whatever and all that good stuff.
all right, let's take a little break for a second. Let's do a little check-in. We're about a third of the way into this contest. How are you guys doing with your pumpkins?
Start it over.
Got reminded of why I'm not an artist.
uh,
I've got a little sketch with my little knife since all the other utensils were being used.
oh yeah, I still have the pen if you want it.
I mean, it's too late now.
I'm realizing that the design I chose might not be great for carving. So
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out like what not to cut out
yeah,
at the
that's
same time.
probably should have thought this through a little bit. It's fine, totally fine.
That's
so
part
Britt,
of
since
the
you're
charm.
not carving a pumpkin, what would you be carving if you were carving a pumpkin? How many chucks could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Well, if a woodchuck could chuck wood, then a woodchuck would chuck wood.
Ah, so wise.
Honestly,
Sorry.
I would probably do something dorky and anime related.
Okay.
Because that's me. I'd probably do like the One Piece flagship, the Jolly Roger
Ooh,
for
yeah.
One Piece, because that one's pretty easy. So that's what I would do.
Okay.
I'm doing that in spirit. You guys just can't see it. It's just like imaginary.
Sure.
Yeah.
Now you have homework.
I'm pretty sure.
I
I'm
haven't
going
carved
to
a pumpkin yet, so I haven't had time.
This is probably the first pumpkin I've carved in like a decade.
Yeah. I'm so glad we're doing this. I'm pretty sure mine is going to cave in. I think I chose poorly.
Chose poorly.
Who's doing a comic book theme?
I was going to, and then I picked it up.
Can't say that.
Okay.
All right.
And then I it off.
All right.
love
So before we continue with Britt's encounters with the paranormal, does anyone else have encounters with the paranormal?
No, I try my best to avoid them.
Actually, I kind of do. Well, I didn't personally have an interaction, but the story is creepy enough to warrant that.
Weren't.
Warrant.
I love that.
So back in college, I had an RA that was like really adventurous. Like we'd get on top of the roofs and
Why?
cuz
Pretty sure that's not allowed, but go on.
cuz and he was adventurous enough to go to like abandoned houses and things like that. And they found this house that had a story. It was like murder suicide
Love
kinda
that.
thing. And I was like, you know what? Not me, not for me. But like a group of people go and they're like walking around this place and they find a couple of like knickknacks because most of the house is still there from the crime scene. And some people grab books, like a newspaper, and like different kind of knickknacks that were like laying around. The next week, every single person that went to the house got sick, like
So mold.
severe flu level sick.
Okay.
And I was like, that's weird. Didn't think about the mold thing, but very much a possibility. But we had another friend that was into getting spooky, so he got a Ouija board. And not saying that they weren't like messing around and making it say stuff, but the room that we were in the dorm, it had windows to the outside, but the inside door could close. That door was closed. It was abnormally warm for an October, but that room was ice cold.
Don't like
weird.
that. Don't like that.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Mhm.
But then people were just like, maybe it's the stuff that y'all took.
Ooh.
And they're like, maybe not. But also then the next day they brought that stuff back and then they were fine after that.
That's
Mm.
okay.
It was either a really awesome, convenient thing that happened or some spooky stuff was
I like how you say awesome, convenient thing.
happening.
So glad this happened to you guys.
Yeah, that was not me. Y'all were like test dummies for me.
All right, Jason.
What?
Encounters with the great beyond.
Okay, I've got two stories. One is when I
My
was
hand hurts.
really young. Yeah, mine too. Thank you for the break. So when I was really young, my brother and I slept in the same room in bunk beds. And I slept on the top bunk, and it was night, of course, and we're sleeping. And I had this doll. I was probably about, 6, 7. So I had this doll at the foot of the bed, and it had
Nope.
It used to be a music
Already
box.
out.
It used to be a music box, and it had this. It had a stick in its neck that would move its head back and forth. Well, throughout ownership, I broke the stick, and so it just the head would just kind of flop one way or the other. Well, this one night, I'm looking near the end of my bed, and I see this translucent green hand come over the top of the bed, grab the head of the doll, and move it to the other side.
Nope.
So there's that. That's all it was. Scared the living daylights out of me, and I slept with the lights on for the next week or so.
As you would, yeah.
And
As one does.
yes. And then
And then
when I worked at NASA doing security, we had this one building that was 2 football length hallways that were linked together by a cross hallway.
Nope.
And every time I walked this building, it made me think of The Shining. And I walked it at least once a week for 10 years. And every time it scared the daylights out of me to walk this at night. Nothing ever really happened in it, but it was so long that the corridor bounced when you would walk.
What?
And so it it's just your perspective
Oh,
would
okay.
cause the corridor to bounce, and
Okay.
it made it seem like things were moving at the end of it. And it had all these quiet labs and stuff in that, and it was like old too. I just hated this building, and it just had this weird energy about it. Hated walking that thing. But that's pretty much all I have. Nothing beyond those two things.
I think I have another one.
Okay, go for it, because I don't think I have one, honestly, which is kind of sad.
So
No.
you guys know the castle building, the psychology building.
Yeah, on
Yeah.
campus at UNA.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, what method of psychology is castle building? What is this?
Yeah.
Is this like building yourself up inside? What is this?
So I had a class in that building, and outside my classroom door was this giant painting of this man. Don't know who it was, but I always saw it like going into class. And there was one day I was a little bit early, and so I sat down on the bench across from this painting, and I just so happened to look up at it, just wondering like who this person was. I looked the painting right in the eyes. Next thing I know, I'm picking my head up
What?
from like my head had fallen backwards,
Oh, okay.
and I'm like waking up, and I'm like, that was weird, because there was also like when I looked it right in the eyes, there was like a flash of red, and then I'm picking my head up.
Hmm.
That's a stroke, Christian. You had a stroke.
And then like I just couldn't look at that painting the same after that, because it was like really weird. Like I didn't doze off, because like the last thing I remember was just looking this thing in the eyes, and then I'm just like opening my eyes and picking my head up directly
Yeah.
after that, because it seemed like it was just like a second, because there was a class in the classroom already, and they were still there, so no timer really passed, so I couldn't have been sleeping.
Hmm.
So I was like, and plus there was already stories about that building anyway, is that they used that building as a hospital back in the war.
Yeah.
And so there's like secret tunnels down in the bottom, which I've also been in. So yeah, there's some weird stuff that happens in that building.
I never got to have
Cool.
classes in that building.
It's all right. It was creaky, very distracting.
Creaky building.
So were people around to see you get haunted?
Yeah, there was people like walking in the hallways, but I don't think anyone like paid attention to me.
Oh, well, that's comforting.
Yeah, right.
You just stroked out, and everyone's like, "Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, it was like, he's fine. It's early in the morning.
He's coming too. See, he's all right."
He's fine.
All right. Well, I unfortunately don't have any encounters, I don't think, unless I blocked them out because they were so terrifying. Which is sad.
That's usually what happens.
Don't worry, Corey. We're gonna get real spooky as soon as this house is finished.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we had talked about going on a paranormal investigation last year, but just never made it happen.
Shucks.
Yeah. I actually have a paranormal investigation at the end of October.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I'm going to Chattanooga with a friend. She does indie film and stuff, and she's real big into paranormal. We met on a film set, and we're going to a place that I will not disclose at this time. I'll tell you guys about it later. It's pretty intense, actually.
Okay.
I haven't investigated a place like that before, but it's a murder house.
Yes.
So
Love that.
Roadhouse.
yeah, Roadhouse. So, but we'll change that, Corey. Don't worry. 'Cause I think you would really enjoy investigating
love it.
paranormal.
I
I
would
could
love
see
it.
you having I could see you having a very similar approach that I do, where it's like more scientific. So that would be really fun.
I can see Corey getting all pissy with the ghost.
Oh yeah, he'd be like, "Are you guys gonna do anything? It's really cold in here." So
Oh, crap. I think I messed up. Ah, crap. Ah, crap.
I slightly messed up.
Ah, crap. Ah, crap.
My scaling work isn't great.
are you making a mermaid?
Wrong scale.
Well, yeah, wrong scale. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was like, "Are you
Close,
making a
though.
mermaid?"
I love that she went mermaid, not like dragon
Yeah.
or snake or. No, it's just my Halloween mermaid.
All right. So, Britt,
My hand hurts.
How many paranormal investigations have you been on?
That's a big question because I've been doing paranormal investigations since I went to college in 2009. On and off since then. I would say I've at least done like 30, at least
Dang.
35. And I mean, you don't get evidence or have experiences at all of them. And that's
Sure.
not to discount anyone. That's my big thing is like, I don't discount people's experiences because if people experience something, they genuinely believe they experienced something. When I go into a paranormal location, that I'm trying to recreate that experience that they had.
Yeah.
And sometimes it doesn't work, and that's okay. I mean, ghosts are people. You know, if there is something paranormal in a location, it just may not be in the mood to like entertain me, and that's fine. I can entertain myself. So
Imagine
I've been on
being
quite a
I'm not
few.
dead.
That's what I was going to say. Imagine being dead and you still just do not have time for that.
Honestly, like you just cannot be bothered.
Just no.
All right, we got about 10-ish minutes left. I am not proud of mine.
I can't carve a straight line to save my life.
I'm done, but I have to clean up the gunk.
Yeah,
We
the curvilinears in mine are wacky.
Yeah, I mean, I've done the best I can. I'm not claiming anything wonderful, but I'm done. So am I allowed to go get a cloth or something?
Sure.
Yeah, why don't you get us all some
Okay.
some cloth?
You
Yeah.
may not leave.
I just need to clean up my my etchings.
All right. Well, as we wind down, we're entering the final third. Britt, what has been your favorite paranormal investigation?
My favorite paranormal investigation.
Well, thank you for freaking out the dog. That's great. That's great.
Yeah, live with
What
that,
a
Corey.
jerk. My favorite paranormal investigation was the first time that I had ever been touched by something that wasn't actually there.
Okay.
Ooh.
It was in
Roadhouse.
college. Roadhouse. It was I hear Peter Griffin in my head every time you say that. I was in college and we went to investigate. There was like a small paranormal team in Cookeville years ago.
Nice.
And I was like, hey, I know that I'm a stupid kid, but I really want to go do this. Because
Okay.
I'd always watched Ghost Hunters, okay? And I was like, I want that. And I had paranormal experiences growing up as well that kind of like led me to be interested in that field. And so this group was like, okay, well, we're going to go and investigate this property, you know, that they say they see things, whatever. So we went. And I have this thing, well, I used to. I don't do it so much anymore because people like to wander into abandoned buildings like homeless or drug people, and it's not safe to go alone places. But I had this knack for like, I'm gonna go over here in this creepy room by myself because I'm the typical white chick in the scary movie that's like, oh, a noise, I'm gonna go towards that. So, right. So I went into a room by myself, which you shouldn't do because we hadn't scoped the building. We had just got there.
Yeah.
And I didn't have like a camcorder or anything. I didn't want to touch their equipment because if it's like a break it, you buy it scenario, I was a poor college kid. So I was like, well, I'm just going to go in here and see if I feel anything. Because sometimes I can feel things, not saying I'm like psychic or anything like that, but I can definitely feel when the vibes are off in a place. And
Still a better story than Madam Web.
I finally watched that, by the way, and you're not wrong.
Hey, we did too.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah. But I walked in there and I didn't know any of the claims were of like females being touched.
Gropey ghosts.
But
That sounds like a new product line.
I was like, gropey ghosts, get yours today. But I was
From
sitting.
the people who brought you touched by an angel.
Oh my! Honestly, could we
Is that
make
a
like an
prequel?
infomercial of that? That would be
Yes.
so funny. Oh my
Fake trailer.
gosh! Like
Fake
a
trailer.
fake Shark Tank.
Mhm. I'm sorry.
But-
I'll quit interrupting you now.
No, you're fine. That's actually really funny. I'm gonna text Casey that after we. But I distinctly remember, because it's the first time it had ever happened to me. Like, I had heard things and
Yeah.
mentally felt things my entire life growing up, because I live on family property that's hundreds of years old. Anyways, but I was in the middle of the room. There was nothing around me. There was no spider webs. There was nothing. And my hands were in my hoodie jacket, my West Coast Choppers jacket, because back then that
Nice.
was the things, you know. But I was in the middle of the room, and something like touched the side of my forehead hair and went like that down the side of my face. It was like real quick.
No, ma'am.
And I was like, I had a moment where it was like fight or flight, and I went straight fight mode. And I was like, listen, mother trucker. That's how I knew, like, I can do this. I was like, listen, mother trucker. That's not what I said, but internet. I was like, listen, mother trucker, don't touch me. Don't come into my personal space. You're not allowed to touch me. I didn't get touched again. And that was the only thing that I experienced that night. But it was like, I could feel it's hard, like the sensation. I don't know, I could feel it, and my hair moved. And I was like,
Did it feel malevolent?
No, it was just like up in my space.
Gotcha.
There's a difference when you're in a paranormal investigation. When something is like malevolent, 9 times out of 10, it's just trying to get your attention. That's the only way it knows how. It just has to be corrected. It's like correcting a child's behavior. Like the ghost that was in the last house that I lived in before we sold it and moved down here. There was one point, the last paranormal experience I have had, where it I woke up from taking a nap and the door was closed, the cats were out, and a shadow was leaning over me. And I saw it out of the corner of my eye, but I thought it was Casey, and then I was like, wait, that wasn't Casey, because I couldn't see anything. This was during the day, too. I was like, I couldn't make out anything. And I went up and I asked him, I was like, hey, did you come in there and check on me? And he was like, no, I've been playing games and hanging out with the cats. And I was like, So it's just, I just went in there and I was like, hey, like, I get it. Thanks for like whatever that was. I'm good, but don't do that again.
Homie, don't play that.
All right. Well, with that, we are coming down to the last few seconds.
Yeah, let's see it.
How are we doing? You guys almost done?
Yeah, I need to stop looking at it so I don't.
A true artist.
Don't overdo
Yeah.
it.
What about you, Josh?
Yeah, I think we'll get
Yeah,
it.
You done?
I'm where I need to be.
All right. We are actually exactly at 30 minutes, so we're stopping the clock. So here's what we're going to do.
Sorry, I dropped a knife.
Okay.
Fine.
All right. I'm going to get this out of frame. What we're going to do.
Brought to you by Lowe's.
Okay, Christian. Okay.
Sponsored by Lowe's.com/not sponsored.
All right. So, Jason,
What?
you had the pleasure of going first since you finished first.
Show
So
and
what-
tell.
Which is so it's like it's just how bad mine is. So I present
Show
to you
and tell.
the first
Show
ever
and tell.
Eat Sleep Nerd pumpkin.
Oh,
Very nice.
Oh
what a
my
nerd.
gosh, that is so cute.
I actually kind of love that.
I love that.
It's even got the little antenna.
Yeah, I had to do the antenna.
All right. That, not bad. Not bad at all.
Such a company, man.
I love our channel, damn it.
All right, Christian. Let's just keep going all the way
All
around.
right. Yeah, like I said, my scaling's off, but I did Charizard.
Oh, cool.
Okay, that's actually not
Aw, he's
I want to see it. I
cute.
can't see it. I'm too close. All right.
Yeah.
bad. Okay.
Like, I think one eye is bigger than the other, but I think it's his perspective of that he's like not directly staring at you, like he's like side eyeing you, you know?
Well, I mean, have you seen
confused.
the original animation? Like, it's really you're on par.
Yeah, he's
It's
kind of a
fine.
jerk.
Yeah. I dig. I mean, I dig
Charizard's
it.
a jerk?
Yeah.
Yeah, he like literally won't listen to Ash
Oh.
for like a season and a half.
Okay. So Pokemon are actually food too, right? So why don't you just eat them?
We don't talk about that.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Sorry.
It's for the
It'd be too
kids,
hot to
Jason.
handle.
Sorry.
All right, Josh.
So first I was going to do a Batman silhouette, and kind of like Christian said, the scaling was wonky, and I think I could have saved it if I had like an hour, but I didn't. So instead, Star Trek Delta.
Nice.
All right.
That is
Love.
nicely done.
Very nice.
Love. Nice.
Yes, com badge. I guess technically it's the com badge because it has the brackets on the side.
All right.
Very cool.
All right. So I ran into issues with mine because I was realizing if I kept cutting it the exact way I drew it, it was all just going to cave in. But I did the Ghostbusters.
Oh, Corey,
That's
this is
very
pretty
really
good.
well done too.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. I
Wow.
love that.
Yeah.
Everybody's actually looks really good.
All right. So now we got to vote. All right. Whose do we think is the best? We'll start with us four, then we'll go to Britt to see if
Okay.
she has a
I believe it would either be we four or the four of us.
the four of us.
I like We Four.
Yes.
It's really old English.
All right.
sounding.
We will now commence on voting.
All right. So remember, you cannot vote for your own. So Jason, whose would you vote for?
Let me point them toward me, please. So, I think I'm going to go with the Ghostbusters.
Yes.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's the I'm going to go with the Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
It's the
Yeah.
what, Jason? It's the what?
No. It's I'm looking at them and they're all like really good in their own ways. But I think I'm like trying to imagine what would like look the coolest with the light behind it. And I feel like the Ghostbusters would. So I'm kind of going with that.
All right.
So it's part of my imagination.
All right. Christian can't vote for your own.
Actually, I think I'm going to go with like the Star Trek Delta.
Okay.
It's definitely the cleanest out of all ours.
Yeah.
All
Good
right.
work.
That. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Josh.
I'm gonna go for the sentimentality of Jason's Eat Sleep Nerd Punk.
Ooh, okay.
Thank you, sir. That must have been hard too.
It wasn't.
Thank you.
All right.
Don't overestimate how invested I am.
Christian, let me see yours again. I mean, he's got a cute little face.
Right. I accidentally cut one of his tooth out.
So now is he toothless?
Yeah, almost. Yeah.
Charthard.
Just to keep this interesting, I'm going to go with Christian because that'll tie us all up. So, Britt, really
Okay.
does come down to you.
Okay, hold
Who
on.
has the
I
nerdiest pumpkin?
have to consult with the expert. Binks.
The
Binks,
most
what do you
Halloween black cat.
think? What do you think?
Yeah.
You can't escape cat lap.
Wow, what do you think? Oh,
She's
she's like
looking right at
hardcore
us.
purring. I know
Scared.
she's been sitting here beside me watching you guys this whole time. This is actually really hard. So I just want to say everyone did such a great job.
You are clearly a teacher.
Honestly, it's like a tie for me between Ghostbusters and ESN because I love Eat Sleep Nerd. But if we're going with like the theme of the season,
Fine. It's okay. Say it. It's fine.
I'm
Say it.
probably gonna
It's okay.
go.
Star Trek's right.
I'm
upset.
gonna go with Ghostbusters because
Yes!
who you gonna call?
I am victorious.
Closely followed by Star Trek.
Okay, but how close?
Okay,
Quantify it.
I'll send you the scoring sheet with my.
Wait. So wait, you were like, I'm going to either pick Ghostbusters or Eat Sleep Nerd, and then you're like, Ghostbusters followed by Star Trek.
Yeah. Well, because I'm thinking of like technicality and
Oh, I gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of subcategories.
So basically,
there's a lot of
I
subcategories.
played outside the rules, and that's how come I lost.
Instructions are important, Jason.
Hey, at least you didn't do what I thought you were gonna do. So
You thought I was going to do a Superman symbol.
I 110% did. I was
Yeah.
like, I know he's gonna do that.
I actually did that. Didn't do one because I knew everybody thought I was going to. So
Honestly,
You
well
showed
played.
us.
yes.
All
I
right.
actually was going to do a Star Trek one, but I was going to do the circle, the oval comm badge,
Mm,
and I couldn't figure out how to do that without caving in.
correct.
You
Yeah.
were very smart on yours, so I'm really impressed
Thank you.
because you
Thank
figured out something that I couldn't figure out. So
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, all right. Before we end this episode, we're actually going to do a close-up of all these pumpkins with some tea lights in it to see up close and how they actually look lit up.
I don't think Corey's is going to light up very well. I think your lines are too thin.
I made holes.
Okay.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out.
we'll get those million lumen flashlights.
All right. If you've been watching this entire time, let us know in the comments who you think had the best pumpkin of
And
us
why
four.
it was me.
Yep. If you're listening over on podcast, you missed out. So make sure you go on over to youtube.com/@eatsleepnerd. Find this video. Let us know what you thought after listening to it.
Eat
And
sleep nerd.
Subscribe while you're there. Like this video. Leave some comments. Most importantly, the best way to support this channel, go share this with your friends and family and tell them to subscribe. It goes a long way into supporting this channel. So,
Wait, real quick. Comment what you're carving for your pumpkins this year.
Yes.
Let us know.
For the sake of engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah, tag us on
Ah.
Instagram. Tag us on Instagram
Yeah,
if you carve a
that too.
pumpkin.
Oh, and
We wanna
TikToks.
see
We're
it.
on the TikToks.
we
The
are on the
Tic Tacs.
TikToks.
For as long as
Yes.
the U.S. will continue
Yeah.
to exist in the United States.
We're coming for you, China.
On that note, Britt, it's so good to see you again.
Yay! I missed everyone. Yay!
Yeah. Yes. Golf clap.
Yay!
A round of applause.
Yes. Or alternatively, snaps. Yes.
Snaps.
All right. Yes. The
Snaps.
snaps.
Bunch of
Yes, queen.
bunch of
Yes.
On that note, happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween!
Eat, sleep, nerd. Take it easy, people.